Okay, so some deep breathing, some meditation, some twisting, and some relaxation. Megan, Lauren, anything you want to add? Ed, anything you want to add?
Lower back.
Lower back, Megan. Yeah, that sounds good.
I would just throw in that the shoulder stuff we did on Wednesday was amazing.
Oh, good. Good, good. So we can do some more shoulder stuff. That sounds great.
Right.
I would love to do that. I would love to serve you and do some more delicious shoulder stuff. Please allow me. That sounds good. And Lauren, you feel good? Okay. All right, I'm so happy we're together. How nice. So everyone make sure you have a comfortable seat, meaning a little elevation beneath your base. So if you don't have a yoga mat, Chris, do you have a yoga mat? I was thinking of you when I said that.
No, I
No?
just have carpet.
Okay, that's good. Um, and then just make do with whatever props you can find. So if you don't have blocks, you can grab a pillow or a blanket, something to sit on to elevate your base. Chandra, your posture looks perfect with those knees nice and released. Good. The hips are open. Nice, guys. So just grabbing something to sit on, and you can let the collarbones widen and the shoulders soften, and just taking the time to drop into your body and taking the time to drop into your space. And letting yourself land. Things have been up in the air for so long. And it can do a number on the nervous system to feel like you're in constant uncertainty or constant fear for a particular outcome. And so just feel that you can release all that fear and relax deeper into your reality. And the truth is, no matter what the outcome of this election was, we all have that potential to deeply relax into our reality, because we can each find solace within ourselves, no matter what's happening around us. And so even if the outcome of the election is as you desired, that's wonderful. But also know that peace is possible anytime, no matter what the circumstances. And it's when we turn our gaze inward that we can know that and recognize that. And so just digging into our own reservoir and feeling a sense of settledness within yourself, because you can, because you choose to. And every feeling is actually a choice. To be anxious is a choice, to be overwhelmed is a choice, to be worried is a choice. And when we're in the middle of it, it doesn't feel like we have a choice in the matter. But we do. And every moment we choose to find peace, we reaffirm that connection to peace within ourselves. And so just knowing that our experience doesn't have to be tied to our circumstance. Our experience can be chosen. And in that, we can always find something positive, even amidst seeming chaos or conflict. And so just letting yourself settle and land. And I know I would say all of us on here are celebrating the outcome of this election, but there are many who are mourning it. There are many who are struggling with it. And so just extending some compassion for those who didn't get their way. Not feeling any sense of pride or happiness that these individuals did not get what they want. We can feel joy for an outcome that aligns with our values, our belief system, and our vision. But we also have to practice not feeling joy for somebody else's loss. That would be considered ill will. And we want to make sure that our intentions are pure and not filled with hate or negativity, because that will breed more of that in our life. So if we perceive others to be hateful or vengeful or negative or judgmental or exclusive rather than inclusive, if we celebrate their loss, we're also contributing to that negativity in our world. And we must recognize that everything is connected to us. Everything. And so we practice doing our best to be the best we can, filled with not only positivity, but pure intentions. Really wishing peace and happiness for others and contributing to that as we find it within ourselves, regardless of the circumstances. And so we'll just stay a few moments longer, just sitting still, keeping our attention inward and seeing what's true for us today. And you can be curious as to what arises, what thoughts are contained within your being today, what feelings, what emotions. But you don't always have to seek out. You can also embrace those moments of pause in between the thought, in between the feeling. And you can practice simply being. We'll stay here one more moment, just observing. And then bring your hands to a prayer at your heart. And take a moment to feel good within yourself. Take a moment to feel good about who you are. And take a moment to feel good about your circumstances, about your surroundings. Feeling that who you are affects your surroundings more than your surroundings affect who you are. Meaning that it's all coming from us, not at us. We have the power to affect our environment, and we have the choice about whether we let our environment affect us. And it's not saying you just go through life unaffected, but you go through life with wisdom, recognizing that nothing is separate from you. Nothing. No individual, no circumstance. It's all connected. In fact, it's all coming from you. And so we have a choice always in the matter. And then let's set our intention for this practice, whatever feels resonant today. What is it you want to see more of in your world? And you become the channel for that. You become the example of that. So get a clear picture of what it is you want to see, and then you emanate that, you be it to see it. And then we'll seal this intention with the sound of Om. Take a deep breath in through the nose. You can slowly begin to open the eyes. And we're going to start really sweetly and gently today. We're going to start on our back. And you can rest one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And you can either extend the legs nice and long, or you can have your knees bent and the feet on the floor, the knees knocking into one another. Just see what feels better on your low back, and that position that enables you to relax in the best way. And then with your one hand on your heart and the other hand on your belly. Hi Karen, hi Oliver, hi Sarah, welcome guys. Yay. So begin to breathe into your body, but try to fill the belly with more breath than your chest. So you feel more extension and lifting through that hand on your abdomen than you do the hand on your chest. So we practice this deep diaphragmatic breathing. All breath is diaphragmatic, but oftentimes we let the accessory muscles of our shoulders and our neck and our chest kind of take over the deep work that the belly should be doing. And part of this practice is retraining ourselves to breathe deep. And in doing that, we restore ourselves more efficiently. So breathing deep and full into the belly. Eyes are closed. And then breathing fully out of the belly. And we'll do just a few more rounds of this Ujjayi pranayama, laying on the back and practicing simplicity. Right? Things can always feel so complex. It's such a relief to come back to simplicity. And so simply connecting to your breath and letting that be enough for this moment. And letting that deep breath really begin to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. This is our body's innate ability to restore itself, to calm itself. Right? So even though we may be content and happy about a particular outcome, all the nerves leading up to that can still very much live in the body. So just feel that you're hitting the reset button through this deep breath. And we'll take 3 more rounds here. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. One more in and out. From here, if your legs are extended, you'll bend your knees and place the feet onto the ground. Also, hip distance apart, letting the knees knock into one another. So we're going to do a really restorative little shoulder practice here. It's very slow. Don't rush it. So we're going to lay on our backs just as we are. Have your knees knocking in towards one another. And before we do anything drastic, we're literally going to practice flopping our body onto the ground. You're going to flop the legs down. Your body is already on the ground. So you're going to let the knees flop over to the right. And if you do it correctly, you should feel a bit of reverberation through the rest of your body, like a wave of gentle movement. And then we'll come back through center. We're going to practice flopping to the left. And just notice how much you try to control this. Many of us try to control everything. And so letting go in the practice can sometimes be like the hardest thing to do. And so you really want to get that rippling of reverberation of movement through the body. So it kind of rocks you, and you're just practicing flopping side to side. And just noticing if you're really controlling it, if there is no reverberation and it's just a controlled release versus a really fluid flop. And you're just going side to side. You want to feel that wave of motion. And every time you come back center, you reset and let the knees knock in towards one another. It's okay if your body kind of starts to shift forward or back a little bit. You can always reset when you come back center. You want your heels underneath your knees, even though they're a little wider. And really just practice flopping. As you flop, you can also let a little sigh of relief, exhalation out of the mouth. All right, and then the next time you flop to your right, really make sure it's a flop. If it's controlled, come back center and do it again. From here, with the knees flop to the right, your right arm is open out to the right side. You're going to start to drag the left arm down alongside of your left hip. You're going to brush against your body and keep reaching the left arm like the hand of a clock forward over to your right side and up so that you get pulled onto your right shoulder. And then you'll keep reaching your left hand up. So if your neck feels sensitive, you can keep looking over towards your right hand. If you feel like there may be some more rotation in the neck, you can bring your forehead to the ground. If you feel very open, you can even look back towards the opposite side, towards the left side with both hands. Pausing for a moment with that left arm reaching overhead, you can just plug the fingertips down and let the levator scapula and the top of your shoulder start to release. Now staying on this right side, on the right shoulder, you're going to keep the left side of the body stacked onto the right side. And you're just going to start to keep moving the hand, that left hand, like it's the hand of a clock, all the way around in a clockwise rotation. Now, as the left hand starts to reach back, the tendency will be to come onto your back, but stay on your side. Stay on that right shoulder and keep circling that left arm around. So you're getting some nice opening through the left shoulder. And eventually, when the left shoulder is close enough by the left hip, it will flop you back onto your back. And then reset. So the tailbone elongates, and then your knees knock in together, arms reach out to the sides. And then on an exhale, with a release, flop over to the left. Feel that reverberation. And then staying on the left side. Now we're going to go in a counterclockwise direction. You're going to start to brush the ground with your right hand alongside of your hip. Keep letting that right arm reach counterclockwise over to the left, so it pulls you onto your left shoulder. And then keep reaching your the right hand all the way overhead. And then you'll pause for a moment with your right arm reaching overhead. And then you can keep looking back towards your left hand with both eyes. If the neck feels like there's more room to stretch, you can bring your forehead to the ground. And if your neck feels like there's even more room to stretch, you may even be able to look back past your right shoulder. We'll pause here for a few more breaths, reaching the fingertips forward and plugging them down of that right hand, but letting the top of your trap release down towards your tailbone. Let's take one more full breath in and a full breath out. Now we're going to continue with this counterclockwise rotation of that right arm. So reaching the arm back behind you, stay on your left shoulder. So you're maneuvering the arm bone in the shoulder joint. It's a ball and socket joint, so there is a lot of rotation. Just feel into the range of motion that feels suitable for your body, and keep on your side so you really get to experience that shoulder joint mobility. And then eventually the right arm will come low enough by your side that you kind of knock back onto your back. And we'll do this one more time on each side. So you can reset, lengthen the tailbone, let the knees knock in. And then as you're ready, you'll flop on over to the right, get that reverberation. And then the left arm starts to drag alongside of your left leg. Start to circle it as it brings you over further onto the right shoulder. And then pause with the left arm reaching overhead. Now here you should feel a really nice side body opening. You can feel your left hip and the left fingers reaching in opposing directions to get that length through the left side. And then with your neck, you can keep looking to the right. If you have the potential to go a little deeper, you can look down, forehead to the earth, or potentially you can look back past your right shoulder. Just feel into what position is giving you a safe stretch. And then we're going to start to circle that left arm back, continuing in that clockwise rotation, like the left hand is the hand of a clock. Stay on your right shoulder, stay on the side, and really mobilize in the shoulder joint. Keep circling around, staying on your shoulder, staying on that right side. Take your time with it. There's absolutely no need to rush this. And then eventually the arm will be close enough to the body that you just flop onto your back again. And then we reset. Tailbone elongates, knees knock in, feet separate about mat width apart. And then when you're ready, once you feel centered and reset, flop over to the left, let it go. And then the right arm will drag alongside of the ground. You'll start to brush your right hip. Now we're going in a counterclockwise direction. As the right arm sweeps over to the left, you roll onto the left shoulder and keep tracing the right fingers on the ground to reach overhead. And then feel your right fingers reaching overhead, right hip reaching down, pausing here. And then you can stay looking out to the left hand, potentially forehead to the ground, potentially look all the way back past the right shoulder. Feel yourself reaching and elongating here in a multitude of different directions. And then we're going to start to continue with that counter rotation of the arm, but stay on your left shoulder as long as possible, so you can really isolate that opening in the right shoulder. So take your time with it. Just notice how each small incremental movement can affect a big difference in the shoulder. Exploring the mobility here, really take your time with it. There's absolutely no reason to rush. Breathing all the while. And eventually the arm will come close enough to the body that it draws you back onto your back. And then when you've completed both sides, you can just hug the knees into the chest and make small circles on the sacrum. And then circle in the other direction. And then we'll take a little twist here. So just shift your hips to the right, stack both knees and drop them to the left, and look out towards your right palm. You can have the arm straight out, or you can have a goalpost with that right arm and bend at the elbow and look back towards the elbow or the palm. Knees to the height of the belly button. I'm going to give you guys two options here. You can stay here in a traditional supine twist. Optionally, you can extend your right leg out to the left side and grab a hold of the right foot with your left hand. Optionally, you can sneak that left knee down and potentially reach your right hand back for the top of your left foot. And you can come into a little quad stretch here, reaching your knee down away from your hip. Still looking over the right shoulder. Just options. You're welcome to stay in that traditional supine twist. Take one more full breath in. And a full breath out. And then we'll go ahead and release that. Come back center. Hug the knees into the chest. Little circles on the sacrum. And then we'll switch sides. Scoot your hips to the left. Drop the knees to the right. Look out to see the left palm. Left shoulder softens. And again, the arm can be straight out. You can bend at your elbow and take it like a half goalpost here or 90-degree angle. And then you're welcome to stay here in a traditional supine twist. Optionally, for a little more hamstring on the left side, the left leg can kick out towards the right side, and you can grab for the left foot with your right hand. And then optionally, for a little more quad on the left leg, you can sneak on your right leg, you can sneak your right knee down and then take your left hand to the right foot and keep drawing the foot back and the knee down. And then just breathe wherever you are. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Breathing in. Breathing out. Steady, relaxing breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more in. And out. And then go ahead and release that. Hug the knees into the chest. And then we'll start to rock forward and back, moving the energy along the length of the spine. And eventually, we'll just rock up to a seated position. We're going to take a TP twist. So wrap your left forearm around the shins, look over the right shoulder, and then use your hand or your fingertips to keep the spine straight. And then breathe and rotate. 2 more breaths, in and out. 1 more in and out. Come back through center. Wrap the right forearm around the shins. Exhale, looking over the left shoulder, twisting to the left. Breathing in. Breathing out. 2 more, in and out. Last one, in and out. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, extend the left leg long, and then open your right knee out to the right side. Sole of right foot to the left inner leg. Flex the left foot, a little twist towards the leg. Pull the ground towards you and reach your chest forward. Pull the toes back. And then here in this Janu Shirsasana, ankle to knee pose, you want to make sure you're not rounding your back and looking at your crotch. And you also want to make sure that you're not reaching so far forward that you're, again, in that same rounded spine or with lifted shoulders. Think of pulling the ground towards you, reaching the chest forward and through. And every moment in our practice is an opportunity for a moving meditation. So just holding that vision, holding your intention alive as you practice, remembering that your world and your vision of it, it's coming through you, it's coming from you. And so keep marinating on that positive vision that you have for your world, and let that be your contribution. I always say that we create things twice. First within the mind's eye, and then that is the ground to create it in our reality. So we have to practice visualizing what that ideal is, and then we practice embodying it and bringing it out into our world. Inhale, come back center, and then the world reflects it, and that's the world we live in. Draw your right knee center. Step the foot outside of your left thigh. Optionally, you can bend your left knee and bring the heel outside of your hip. Sit tall, reach the left arm up, and then exhale, twist to the right, looking over the right shoulder. Big breath. Two more breaths. Inhale, come through center, counter twist to the left, look over the left shoulder. And then just for fun, we'll do this whole little sequence reversed. So what we're gonna do is we'll walk our hands over to the left. We'll do a little Tasmanian devil spin. You'll start to step into the right foot, press into both hands, and then you'll spiral into seated spinal twist to the left. So nice, guys. Gotta have a little fun. And then sit tall, interlacing the hand onto your left shin. Reach the right arm up. And then exhale, twisting to the left, looking over the left shoulder. Big breaths. One more deep breath in. Inhale, come through center, counter twist to the right. Inhale, come through center, and then you can extend the right leg, long sole of left foot to the right, inner leg. Flex your right foot, a little twist towards that leg, and reaching forward. So sow those seeds, right? As we practice, it's relevant not only where we place our body, but where we place our attention, where we place our mind. So place it on your intention. Start to grow that very thing. Realize that nothing is separate from you. Nothing is separate from you. We have to keep remembering that again and again and again, because again and again and again, we're habituated to think that everything is separate from us, that it's me versus you, us versus them, we versus they, and that's simply not the case. All right, take 4 more breaths here. Keep reaching the chest forward, pulling the navel towards the knee, the chest towards the ankle. And be the change. Hold that vision, breathe it, believe it, be it, embody it, own it. One more deep breath in and out. Nice, guys. Inhale, come on up. Draw your left knee up, draw your right knee up, cross the ankles, and come forward onto the hands and the knees. Hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, and just start to wiggle around a little bit. You can circle, you can cat-cow, you can writhe and undulate. Anything goes here. It might feel nice to move back into a child's pose and pull yourself forward into a little cobra. Really explore. You've got free reign to just maneuver and move in your unique way for a few moments here. Really savor it. And let's all land back in a child's pose. Knees wide, seat to heels, belly to thighs, forehead to the earth. If you want a little more chest opening here, instead of a traditional child's pose, You can find a little more back bend by resting more of your chest to the ground and your chin to the ground. Keep reaching your seat back towards your heels. Let the heart melt towards the surface of earth, whether it's the mat or more of your thighs. Just feel your upper body releasing. Take 3 more breaths in and out. 1 more in and out. We're going to pull ourselves forward onto our belly here. And then from here, take your hands by your lower ribs. On an inhale, lift into a cobra pose. Find a back bend behind the heart. And the peak of that pose will be to take a lion's breath. So you're going to exhale, stick your tongue out, make an ugly face, and really release any stale air out of your body. And then you can lower down. And then inhale, rise up. Exhale, lion's breath. Let it go, get ugly, let it out. And then release down, keep it going. Inhale to rise. Exhale. Release it down. 3 more times. Inhale, rise. Lion's breath. Release it down. 2 more times. Undulate up. Lion's breath with the tongue out. Release it down. Last time. Inhale, rising up. Lion's breath. And release it down. Tuck your toes, firm your thighs, hands by those lower ribs. Strongly press down into your hands. Rise up into a plank pose here. Nice, guys. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. So first dog of the day, enjoy it. You can pedal your feet. You can bounce a little bit. You can wag your tail. Chest pressing back, all 10 fingers rooting down. Ears aligned with the upper arm bones. Just see how you need to open up in your unique body. And then we're going to walk the feet forward towards the hands. Once you come all the way to the top of the mat, belly rest on the thighs. Hang over the legs, grabbing for opposite elbows. Drape the upper body down, dripping heavy. Nod your head yes. Nod the head no. Nod the head maybe. And then take your time on an inhale. Roll up to stand, 1 vertebra at a time. And once you're all the way up, roll the shoulders down the back and take a mountain pose, Tadasana. Grounding through the 4 corners of the feet, rising tall through the crown. Reach through the fingers, connect to your Ujjayi Pranayama, deep, steady, victorious breath. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. On your inhale, reach the arms overhead, gaze up to see the prayer. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, look forward, lengthen the spine, open your chest, step the right leg back to a long lunge. Exhale, lower the knee and point the foot. Inhale, sweep up for Anjane Asana. Such a nice pose to open the hip flexors if you've been sitting on a plane for a while or sitting at a desk, doing any kind of computer work, any kind of sitting. This is so delicious for that front body. So you can grab for opposite elbows, or you can reach the arms straight up. You could also hook the thumbs. Feel like the belly button lifts forward and up, your sternum lifts, your vision lifts, and breathe deep. Keep opening through the front of that right hip, but also feeling strong in your connection to earth through the left foot to help stabilize you. Take 1 more full breath in and a full breath out. Release your hands down. Step back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, come forward to a plank pose. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin to the ground. So the arch the back and chest moves forward and down. Point your feet, press into the hands. Slide forward and up for a low cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, move back through bent knees. Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Inhale, step the right foot in between the hands to a lunge. Exhale, press into the left hand and reach the right arm up. So we're going to do some circles here, similar to what we did on our back before with the shoulders. Just start to circle your right shoulder back in a clockwise direction. Make sure your right knee is bent to 90 degrees. Kick back through the left heel, firm through the left quad. Strong left leg. One more time, rotating that arm all the way up, forward, down and back. Take your right hand down, step the left foot forward and fold into both legs. Inhale, rise, reach the arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, mountain pose, arms by the sides. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, hands to earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open the chest. Step the left leg back to a long lunge. Exhale, lower the knee and point the foot. Inhale, sweep the arms up, lift the chest up. You can reach the arms straight up. You can grab for the elbows or hook your thumbs. Keep lifting your sternum, opening the whole front line of that left body. Strong right foot, strong right leg to stabilize you. Keep lifting your chest. Find a little back bend behind your heart. Tailbone lengthens. You can feel the back body coming forward to create that back bend. One more full breath in and out. Release the hands down. Step back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, come forward to a plank pose, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin to the ground. Inhale, slide to a low cobra, Bhujangasana. Back of neck is long, collarbones are wide. And then exhale, moving back through bent knees, downward facing dog. We move through bent knees to protect the low back. Inhale, step the left foot in between the hands to a lunge. Press into the right hand, kick back through your right heel, strong back leg. And now with that left hand, we're going to go back in space. So now we're going counterclockwise with the left hand. Arm reaches forward, up and back. Strong 90-degree angle in that left leg. Breathing into it. 2 more rounds of breath. And then you can release the left hand down. Step the right foot forward and fold into both legs. Inhale to rise, reach the arms overhead, gaze up to see the prayer. Exhale, arms by the sides, mountain pose, Tadasana. Couple rounds of a traditional sun salutation. Inhale, arms reach overhead, gaze up to see the prayer, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, folding forward, hinging from the hips, hands to the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open the chest, flat back. Exhale, hands release. Any transition you want to come through, you can step or float back. You can always skip and come right back into a dog, lowering halfway to the earth and rising away from it, and meeting back in downward facing dog. Big breath in, big breath out. Settling into the breath and really enjoying your lung capacity, enjoying taking deep breaths, savor it. Lift the heels high. Bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step or float the feet forward, flat back. Exhale, fold down into the legs. Inhale, rise, reach the arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, mountain pose, arms by the sides. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, gaze up to see the prayer. Exhale, bow forward, hands to earth, Uttanasana. Inhale to a flat back, open the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands release. You can step or float back, move through any transition of your choice. You can also skip it. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Make sure in your dog, all 10 fingers equally root down, that you're not favoring one part of the hand. The tendency is to collapse more into the pinky edge side of the hand. So really give roots into the index finger and the thumb knuckles. Take one more full breath in here. And a full breath out. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step or float the feet forward, flat back. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, rise, reach arms overhead, mountain. Exhale, arms by the sides. Last round like this. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, hands to earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, open the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands release, step or float back, moving through any transition of choosing. Find a back bend behind the heart. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Full breath, enjoy it. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Taking in lots of oxygen, breathing in deep into the belly. Breathing out. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step or float the feet forward to a flat back. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, rise, reach the arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, arms by the sides, mountain pose. So if you have a yoga block, you're going to grab it now. No yoga block, no problem. If you've got a shoe, go ahead and grab a shoe. They're about the same size and width, unless you've got like a massive foot. I think we're probably all okay here. So either grabbing a shoe or grabbing a yoga block. If you have the block, you can go ahead and take it behind your back. And you're going to press the palms into the block. Try not to grip your hands around the block. Press the palms into the block. And then if you have a shoe, paper towel roll will work too. Nice job, Chris. Good. So you're going to hold it behind your back. Shoe, paper towel roll, yoga block behind your back. And then you're going to sit back into your hips a little bit. Rotate the heads of the shoulders back. So lift your chest up, and then you're going to push the block back. Push your paper towel roll or shoe back, and then let it rest more towards your seat. And then push it back and let it rest towards the seat. Nice, guys. Push it back. Let it rest towards the seat. 3 more. Push it back. Let it rest towards the seat. Push it back. If you don't hold the sides, it's super hard. Let it rest. Last time. Push it back. Woo. And let it rest. Come to stand up. Take a moment. Circle the shoulders. Let it go. So we're going to do a few moments of King of the Mountain, just because it's actually excellent for the shoulders, even though it might feel contrary to that. So if you have your block, you'll interlace your hands around the block, and you're going to hold the block up. If you have, you could do this with a shoe. You could, if you have like the sole of the shoe and you don't mind getting your hands a little dirty, you could hold the sole of the shoe. You can also absolutely do this without anything in your hands. So the hands are interlaced, And you're reaching the elbows straight, pushing the heels of the hands up. Now I have my thumb and my pinky wrapped around the sides of the mat. Now as you straighten the elbows and lift your arms up, try not to reach your shoulders up by the ears. Seeing the difference between something like this and keeping some space in that upper shoulder area. So nice, guys. Beautiful, everyone. Keep pushing up through your elbows, pressing the palms of the hands up, no matter what you have in those palms. Pushing up. Keep the tops of the shoulders moving away from the ears, so you're not crunching the shoulders up. You're reaching the arms up, but softening the tops of the shoulders down. Good, and then we're gonna do a little bit of movement here. So you can bring your feet hip distance apart, and then we're gonna sit back into the hips just a little bit and rise up. And then we sit back just a little bit and rise up. And then sit back and rise up. Try not to look down. Even when you sit back, try to keep your vision forward, which means you may not sit back very deep. Sitting back, rising up. 2 more times like this. Sitting back, rising up. Sitting back, rising up. Good. Then we're going to turn our toes out and separate our feet about mat width apart. And then we're going to sit down into a little squat. Rise up. Breathing through this. Sitting down. Rising up. Beautiful, guys. Sitting down. Rising up. Nice job. Keep it going. Sitting down. Rising up. Sitting down. Working with the breath still. Rising up. Sitting down. Rising up. Just 5 more here. Sitting down. Rising up. Keep reaching up through the elbows, up through the palms. Rising up. 4 more. Sitting down. Rising up. So nice, Lauren. Sitting down, rising up. Beautiful, everyone. Keep it going. Sitting down, rising up. 2 more. Sitting back, rising up. Straight arms. Push through the palms, Oliver. You got this. Yes. Last one. Sitting back and rising up. So nice, guys. Bring your feet back together. We'll take 1 more moment here. King, queen of the mountain. Pushing up through the hands. I know it might not feel like this, but it's going to be so delicious for your shoulders. 1 more full breath in. And then exhale, you can bend your elbows. Remove the block. Take a moment, circle it out, whatever you need to do. All right. And then we're going to reach the arms up. Interlace the hands just like we did. This time, nothing in the palms. And this time, we're just going to circle. So you can circle, take your time with this. Your back might be a little different from holding the arms overhead for so long. So no sudden movements. Really be methodical and intentional here. Breathing into it. And then we'll circle in the other direction. And 1 more rotation around. And then inhale, come back center, release the arms, circle the shoulders back. Breathe. Okay, we'll do a little more because we're doing such a nice job of opening the fronts of our shoulders right now. You can step into your right foot and you'll bend your left knee. Reach, you can take your right hand onto your right hip, reach your left hand back and grab a hold of the left foot. Keep your knees close, and then you'll simply kick your left foot back into the left hand. Keep your torso upright. So it's really just a nice front body opening, getting into the chest, getting into the hip flexors, and getting into the quad. If you do feel open here, you could reach back and interlace the hands behind your left foot, and then kick the foot back into both hands. But we're not coming into dancer pose, Natarajasana, dancing Shiva. We're really just getting a nice little front body stretch here, kicking the foot back either into one or both hands, but keeping the shoulders on top of our hips. Standing down into the right foot, establishing balance, not only through our stance, but also with our breath. Take 3 more full breaths here. And then release that. You can shake it out, let it go. And then we'll do the other side. So you can take the left hand onto the left hip, step into the left foot, bend your right knee, heel back towards your buttocks, grab for the foot, and then just draw the knee back. Try not to open the knee out. Pull the knee back in space. And then you can stay here, or optionally you can interlace the hands behind the foot. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Keep kicking back. Breathe here. Nice, Ed. Chest up, shoulders back, foot kicks back, stepping strong through that left foot like it's cemented to the ground with stability, keeping your chest upright. 2 more breaths here. And then you can release that, shake it out, let that go. All right, and from here, big bear hug. Right elbow comes on top of the left. Stack the elbows and grab for opposite shoulders. And you can stay in your bear hug and circle your elbows around, or you can take eagle wrap with your arms if that's in your wheelhouse. And same thing, just circling the elbows around. So not only opening our shoulders, but feeling a bit of mobility underneath the shoulder blades. So if we had a request for some twisting today, there is some nice rotation happening here. And then circle in the other direction. That looks so nice, guys. Good. And then come back center, unwind your arms, circle the shoulders back, let it go. And then we'll do the left side. So you can give yourself a big bear hug, grab for opposite shoulders, and then optionally you can take eagle wrap with your arms, little softness in the knees, and then we circle around. Steady and deep in your breath. Nice, and then circle in the other direction. Ooh, I just got a good little crack back there. We are our own chiropractors in this class. All right, one more rotation around. And then unwind, take a moment, circle it back. And then we'll do a little just swinging of the arms. And you can bring a little pivot to the feet as you swing so the whole body can get involved in that rotation. Nice, guys. And then come center and we'll set up for pavrita and we'll set up for a straddle forward fold. So turn your toes in a little closer than your heels, hands to your waist. Prasrita Padottanasana. Grab for your hips, lift your chest, and then exhale, hinge forward. You can take any variation here. You can take your hands to the ground. You could grab your big toes with your peace fingers. You could take your hands to the outsides of your ankles. Shift weight a little bit into the balls of the feet, out of your heels, and just pull yourself down into any stretch that's going to serve your body. Shoulders are soft. Breath is full. 2 more here. Head releases. Last deep breath in and out. And then release the hands down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, hands to the waist, elbows draw together, press into the feet, rise to stand up. Triangle, turn your right toes out, turn your left toes in. Arms reach out to the sides, cut your hips back, lengthen the right arm forward, and release down into Trikonasana. A little softness behind the right knee. Keep your right shoulder releasing away from the right ear. Pull the hips back to get long through both sides of the waist. Vision turns up towards the left thumb. One more full breath in and out. And then inhale, rise to stand, and we'll switch sides. Turn your right toes in, turn the left toes out. Arms reach out, cut your hips back to the right, and release down into Trikonasana. Soften the left ear, the left shoulder away from the ear. Keep a little softness behind your left knee, straight line from wrist to wrist. Draw the navel back to the spine. 2 more breaths. One more deep breath in and out. And then inhale, rise to stand back up. And then you can parallel your feet once again. Lower one knee to the ground. Try and do it without your hands. Lower the other knee to the ground. Shift your hips to one side. Shift your feet to the other side. So nice, guys. And then come out into a straddle position. Good. Flexing through your feet. Lift your chest and simply reach through your legs. Coming into a seated straddle forward fold. Nice big breaths here. One more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And then come on up to sit. Pull your knees up by their hinges and bring your feet together. Heels in close to the groin. Grab for the ankles, sit tall, and then again, reach the chest forward. Don't force anything, just settle into it. And just notice as you practice in those slower moments, if your mind starts to wander, and if so, where to? And forgive yourself when that happens and redirect to your intention. Let the whole practice be a cultivation of that which you're intending to bring into this world, what you intend to give to it. Inhale, come to sit up. Pull your knees together. Walk your hands behind you 10 inches, fingers pointing forward. Press into the hands and feet. Take a reverse tabletop. Lift your hips up. If comfortable, you can let the head go back. If not, you can just look down towards your belly or your knees. One more deep breath in. And then exhale, release, seat towards your heels. Coming to lay on your back. We'll take a bridge pose. If you want to make it more restorative today, you're absolutely welcome to stick a block or a pillow or 2 blocks beneath your lower back, beneath your sacrum. And we'll lift our hips up. Otherwise, you can just take a traditional bridge here. And if you did want a more fiery practice today, that wasn't really the name of the game, but if you do want a little more heat, you are welcome to take a wheel pose instead of a bridge, and you can bring your hands by your ears, elbows over the wrist, and then you can push up through hands and feet into a wheel. Wherever you are, let's take 3 more breaths. Release the upper, middle, and lower back gently to the ground. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. And then we'll hug the knees into the chest and make small circles on the sacrum. And circle in the other direction. And then take a happy baby, shine the soles of the feet up, grab for either the soles of the feet themselves, or if your shoulders lift in doing so, you can grab for the backs of your calves or even the backs of your thighs and just rock a little bit here on the low back. And then optionally, you can open one leg out at a time into an ecstatic baby, just exploring more of the connection between your limbs and also using your breath to open your body in any way that feels good. Oftentimes when things go our way or things go well, we like to take ownership over that, right? We like to think of ourselves as manifestors when the circumstances are to our liking. And for sure, in an election, and we all have a vote, we all did contribute to the outcome. But the reality is we are manifestors, but we're manifesting everything, not just certain things. And so it's our practice to take ownership over every manifestation, over everything in our reality, as taking responsibility that somehow it's come from us and it's not separate from us. All right, let's go ahead and come back center with the knees. Give them a good squeeze. And we'll finish with one final supine twist. Knees to the right, knees to the left, hips to the right. Look out towards the right palm. You can take a little cactus arm or straight arm. And then inhale, come back through center. Counter twist to the left. Look over the left shoulder. Knees to the height of the belly button. And then inhale, come back center and set yourself up for Shavasana. If there are any poses we did not take that you would like to do, absolutely take the freedom to settle yourself and do what you need to feel complete. And then you can take a rest. And the temperature has changed, I think, for most of where we are. So making sure you're warm enough. As we stop moving, the body will start to cool. And so if you want to throw on some socks or a sweatshirt or a blanket, grab what you need so that you can forget about your body. You can be comfortable enough to truly relax physically. And then from that physical relaxation, it will enable a relaxing on the more subtler levels. So the mind can start to relax. We can start to empty ourselves of everything and merge with all. And so just feel yourself, in a way, becoming one with the ground beneath you, that you settle so much into her. There is no distinction between you and the earth itself. And as you feel your physicalness melting and melding into the space around you, you can also feel the mind merging and melting into collective consciousness. So just letting go of thinking. Let the integration occur through the emptying now. And just giving yourself this time to relax. as we release. So you can continue to rest. It is really lovely to take a 5 to 10 minute Shavasana. That's when the real integration occurs, through the time that you give it. And think of how much time you spend busying yourself and scurrying about throughout your whole day, or scrolling on social media and just looking at things online. It's possible to really give yourself 5 to 10 minutes of none of that, of the opposite, of resting, of relaxing, of simply being without any doing. So if you have that time, please continue to rest. You owe it to yourself to take that time. And for sure, if not, then no obligation to do so. And you are welcome in your own sweet and soft way to come back to a comfortable seat. And wherever you are, remaining relaxed within yourself, remaining settled, quiet, and clear. Again, just practicing being, not doing, whether seated or laying down. Collectively, let's take a full breath in through the nose. Sigh of relief out of the mouth. One more in and out. And feeling good about your effort today, feeling complete with it. Namaste. So I know a lot of you guys are still resting. We did have a birthday in our community over the weekend. So in your own way, on your back, I'm gonna start to rub my hands together and generate some good energy and love. EJ, who's on this call, had a birthday. So if you want to join me, you can. If not, you can do it on your back while you're still resting. And we're just going to gather our goodwill and our love and all of our blessings remembering we all of us want the same things. All of us want peace and happiness and security and love. And so whatever it is you wish for yourself, wish that for our dear EJ, and put all that goodwill, all that good intention, all that good energy into the palms of your hands. And you can feel your energy as heat, as warmth. Gather it, gather it, gather it. What we give, we get, but don't give to get. Give because it is the best to give. It feels so delicious. Gathering all that goodness. And when you feel like your hands are going to catch fire, then you can shoot your palms to the screen. And just imagine EJ being enveloped in these blessings like a netting of protection, and also seeping into him, protection from the inside out. Blessings for health, blessings for happiness, blessings for peace and prosperity, blessings for ease, blessings for depth and advancement in his spiritual aspirations. Whatever it is that you want, give to him. Offer it. And feel like you're wrapping him in that goodness. Feel that exchange of the energy leaving you and being placed in his energy field and in him. And know that it's a big blessing to bless another. Feel that you've done good work in sharing your goodness, taking care of one of our own, this precious member of our community. All right, guys. So much love to you all. Thank you for joining. Love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Big, big love. Hope to see you Wednesday.